This is a way to get a Raspberry Pi connected to the internet. It uses an interesting technology like Cloudflare Tunnel, web server like Nginx and Node, and a small computer. And you can reach the server at designlimit.com. Hopefully it looks a little bit different than how it initially looks, and the plan is to make it a self-sustaining website that makes enough money each year for it to stay active. It should stay at least active for a year. Now the guide can be found here on GitHub. If anything were to set this apart from another tutorial, is that I use Claude to give me a guide of how to do this. Then I followed through, and I made small changes along the way. There are still some bugs with the system. The ones that do mess with you getting a website up are changed. Now, let's get started on this simple tutorial. But this here is basically I asked Claude to get me a list of what I need to do to make the website that basically just counts the uptime. So I'll show you an example of that. And what I'm going to do is a little scary because it's new. I'm going to buy a domain. I think designlimit.com. It's going to be okay, designlimit-.com. So I'm going to buy that. Okay, so I've got it done, and I had to put a lot more information than I wanted to, like where my address was, so I didn't like that. Because I use Cloudflare, some of the things are already set up, like the DNS servers domain on there. I chose the Raspberry Pi Lite OS because I'm not planning to plug this into a display at all, and I want it to run as efficiently as possible. Some other things you need to know is what you're going to call the computer, what's your username going to be. I know I had to enable SSH because I wasn't going to put a monitor on it. Pi Connect isn't important for this application, but it's just reach your Pi from anywhere in the world. That's what it does for you. The way I'm reaching this Pi without knowing its IP address is I'm using MDNS, Multicast DNS, and just using its hostname.local. But as it turns out, I forgot what the username or password was, so I had to do it again. This time I'm gonna get it. Yes! Success! I mean, you gotta do your basics, you gotta update and upgrade, and then we'll start installing some more packages. The reason why we install Nginx is, I believe, because it's an optimizer. Now install Node.js and NPM, and I believe you can install NPM directly from apt-get install. But I'm not 100% sure on that one, so try that one out, and if it doesn't, you'll have to install it some other way. Now, a directory is interesting because I believe opt is where you put websites, but I'm not 100% sure, but that's where we're going to put ours in this tutorial. Now you're going to need to initiate npm and install Express into this initiation. Now we're going to move on to the most fun part, copying and pasting our server.js as well as our index.html. Now we want this running all the time in the background. So all you have to do is make a pact with a daemon and it's gonna work. Now we're gonna configure Nginx to know which site is available, and that's our Node.js site. And that's at port 3000. So we just need to tell Nginx that at 3000, we have a port and disable the default one and replace it with our new site, Uptime. Now we start moving on to the World Wide Web. And we're going to create a tunnel with Cloudflare. Cloudflare has this really cool login procedure where you click on a link on your terminal and then you open it and you just log in, which I think is cool. And if you're doing it from a centralized location, it makes a lot of sense to have it like this instead of putting your password in all the places. Now we get a easy program that just creates tunnels for you. So you generate one, then you make a YAML file with the configuration details. Then you make a DNS record from the terminal. And if you did everything correctly, you should be able to open your website. I did not. So let's go over that last step that I messed up, where I just did a DNS record for uptime.yourdomain.com instead of my domain. There was definitely a lot of back and forth between the Claude and me to figure out what was going wrong. But eventually it came down to I had to find the DNS records and change the uptime.yourdomain.com just to Uptime, and it worked out great. Hey, finally. Oh. In total, this took about 2 to 3 hours. So I hope you can get it done quicker if you're trying to do this yourself, and here's the thing I'm working on for getting ads on the website. So I'm trying to use AdSense and it's having trouble finding it. Okay, it's a new site, that's fine. But if I go to the ads area and I search it up, still can't find it, then I put in the uptime.designlimit.com and then it can find it, right? And then it can find the ads.txt. And then I tried doing that uptime.designlimit and it can't, oh, it's already added, like, just find it. I don't know if it's something that I did that's blocking it, but it is kind of hard to know how things actually are found or something like that. So I know this website is interesting for me, but I'm interested, what can I do to make it interesting for you? I got a couple ideas. I got my push-up website that I made where it tracks your push-ups. I was thinking about adding something to that as well. Maybe make some global counting stats or something like that for all the users and see how that works out. Anyways, thanks for watching and please try making your own website.